Yeah. We back at it. Same bat time, same flame station. What's going on, gang? How are you? Buenos noches. Buenos dias. Buenos dias. It's your boy Phantm Phuego, Phantm. Just over here dropping everything. Guys, I ain't get a lot of sleep last night. Forgive me. Phuego. Shouts to them dudes. At the Unruly Collective, it's always a good time. Classic K, man. I gotta catch up with you, bro. I do apologize. I was caught up crazy yesterday evening. It's your boy Phantm Phuego. Bring you the news, views, previews, and reviews. With just a twist of his Ghetto point of view. Ooh. Yeah, man, I'm just having like an amazing time out here. I'm having an absolutely wonderful season. I just can't complain for a second, you know. It's just been good days, man. Better nights and better days. It's just been a lovely day. Love the day. Lovely day. Lovely day. Yeah. But I hope you guys have had better days than me, man. I hope you guys have had better times than me, I should say, or better. I don't know what to say. A better week, I guess I would say. I hope you guys have had an excellent week, man. Like all kidding aside, like I'm all about people having like an amazing time. Really, damn, man, you smell high. I am a little intoxicated and a little inebriated, man. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. You know. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I am a little intoxicated, a little inebriated. But you know, that's what we do, man. That's what we do. Anyway, it's gonna be an amazing show. Sorry, now I'm starting off so laxed, man. When I say I ain't really getting no sleep, it's been crazy. It's been a very interesting ride out, man. So definitely check us out on Wednesday. We're gonna have an amazing show. Have some dope guests popping through. It should be a good time. But today's show is also going to be very, very interesting. We have a lot of dope stories to talk about. This is his Ghetto point of view, bringing you the news, views, previews, and reviews. With just a twist of his Ghetto point of view. Ooh. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to jump into this first story. Let's go! Yeah, I like the energy. Get it up. We back, gang. We back. Yeah, so, we're going to jump into the first story of the day, man. I'm just excited to get into it. We'll talk about all the hubbububs later. 6 questions about Russell Westbrook's trade to the Lakers, an article by James Detour. Everybody who's been paying attention, you guys know that Russell Westbrook was just recently traded to the Los Angeles Lakers. And some people say it's going to work and, have locked them in as the team to come out of the West as long as they can beat what looks to be a very on-the-rise Phoenix squad led by veteran Chris Paul. We shall see what happens. But 6 questions about the Russell Westbrook trade to the Lakers. The NBA's new super team is going to be very interesting. I wholeheartedly agree they will be very interesting. The Lakers dominated the news ahead of the NBA draft on Thursday when they completed a trade for Russell Westbrook from the Wizards. Some people say this was their plan B move and they were really trying to get Buddy Hield, but the world may never know. The move gives Los Angeles a fearsome, albeit aging, super team of Westbrook, LeBron James, and Anthony Davis as its nucleus, but it's also a really curious move. Westbrook reportedly wanted a move to his native Los Angeles, and when you have a player of that caliber who wants to come home, well, you find a way to make it happen. The Lakers sent Kyle Kuzma, Montrezl Harrell, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, and the number 22 pick for Westbrook, which the Wizards will use to rebuild a team around Bradley Beal. No way. Bradley Beal is up out of there. There's no way Beal stays. While Washington, they're going to be rebuilding their team around Rui Hashimura and Kyle Kuzma and Montrezl Harrell. Because, that's a great three to build around. Though they are all forwards and they kind of have games that can kind of meld into one another. So one of those guys might have to leave soon. Montrezl Harrell is a superstar, and he just wants a chance to prove he's a superstar. So I get why people say he's a locker room problem. But, this kid can literally average 17 and 12, man. He just wants a chance to be on a team that allows him to play to all his strengths. The dude can dribble, pass, and shoot. He really is like another Bam Adebayo. And some might even argue Montrezl has more of an offensive skill set. He just doesn't get a chance to show it. But, we'll see. We shall see. Some also would argue, though, if he could do it at the NBA level, at the fast, efficient pace the NBA plays at, that he'd get to do it. Like Bam gets to, is getting to show more and more of his game. So, time will tell. Let's see what type of role they put him in Washington. While Washington's intentions seem more obvious, there are really some interesting questions looming for the Lakers with this new super team. Number one, was this the right move for the Lakers? Kind of. Look, like I said, when you can get a player of Westbrook's caliber for a relatively cheap return, you do it and worry about the rest later. However, it's surprising they so willingly took on another aggressive finisher at the rim rather than find more shooting. Yeah, a lot of people, again, here they go. Before the deal went down, the Lakers were rumored to be on the verge of acquiring Buddy Hield from the Kings. And, some people say they may still get Buddy Hield. Some people say that deal might still be in the works, that there may still be some ways that they can bring Buddy Hield in. I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't want to comment on such things. What I will say is, I hope they can bring him in because it would be really amazing. It'd be really, really amazing. It would be really, really, really amazing if they could get Buddy Hield. I think Buddy Hield is a superstar just waiting for an opportunity to show out. And backcourt of Buddy Hield and Westbrook is awesome, but a two-man tandem of Hield and Davis, that might have been what the Lakers needed to take it to the next level. You know what I'm saying? After LeBron's era is over. But we shall see. So the article continues. Lakers were rumored to be on the verge of acquiring Buddy Hield from the Kings for similar assets, a player who could have provided better floor spacing around LeBron and AD. LeBron teams always thrive when they have two things, shooting and spacing. Westbrook doesn't really bring either to the table. That doesn't mean the Lakers didn't get better and they could be more fearsome than ever. It's just a curious decision that will be fairly different from the successful LeBron teams in the past. Number two, can we call this a true super team? Yes, but there are some caveats. Oh, of course. This is worlds apart from the Nets' big three in Brooklyn or the infamous 2011 Miami Heat team when LeBron left Cleveland. LeBron is 36, Westbrook is 32. Both are still dominant, but on the tail end of their respective careers. This makes the prospective 21-22 Lakers a lot more similar to the 96-97 Rockets when they ran a big three of Hakeem, Charles Barkley, and Clyde Drexler. That team had a dominant regular season but failed to win a championship and didn't stay together for long. Number three, is there enough balls to go around? That's going to be a major question for Coach Frank Vogel to scheme around. First of all, time out on it. Why the fuck is Frank Vogel still the coach of this team? They really need to stop playing and just let Jason Kidd be the coach already. I'm tired of all this. Jason Kidd can't even be the coach now because he's gonna go coach somewhere else. This team no longer needs to be coached by Frank Vogel, and I'll just leave it at that. I wouldn't be surprised midway through the season Frank Vogel is being released because they have championship aspirations, and he just doesn't know how to get the best out of these guys. The Lakers now have two ball-dominant players who like to create themselves. Out of Westbrook and James, it's LeBron who's more willing to change his style to fit, but there's still an interesting mesh that needs to be made. Is it worth LeBron sacrificing his dominance so Westbrook can shine? Westbrook is 32. He's in the pretty much is probably like the prime of his career. Like this is probably going to be his magnum opus or his best year coming up. I don't think they brought Westbrook there not to average a triple-double. Here, like, the triple-doubles, nah, I'm pretty sure he's still going to average a triple-double. I'm pretty sure he's going to lead the team in scoring, probably in rebounds, probably in assists. And LeBron's going to take a step back, and AD's going to take a step back and let Russell Westbrook go crazy for 82 games and then change him into their third scoring option once the playoffs come. And that switch up is gonna throw teams off. That's gonna make them super scary if they do that. Number 4, what does this mean for AD? That's perhaps the most curious part of all. The youngest star of the trio and unquestionably a superstar in his own right. It might be incumbent on Davis to change his style the most. No, lies. Early reports indicate a willingness to make this work on Davis's behalf. He reportedly told Westbrook that he'd play center more often, taking a back seat offensively if Russ came to Los Angeles. It's clear the goal for the team is to win a championship immediately, but that's an interesting wrinkle to all this. They're going to let him go crazy all season. They're going to let him run up an MVP trophy. They're going to let him continue to dominate and get his triple doubles. He'll have 18 assists, 12 rebound nights on a regular basis for the Lake Show. And LeBron will be happy to have somebody else ball dominate. What will the Lakers' starting roster look like? Both James and Davis have made overtures that they're willing to make changes in order to accommodate Westbrook, and that could result in a major overhaul to the starting five. It's early, but here's how the Lakers' starting five could look. Russell Westbrook, Alex Caruso. Stop it. There's no way Alex Caruso is going to be the starting shooting guard when the season starts. Wesley Matthews or a potential veteran signing at the small forward, LeBron James at the 4 and AD at the 5. I completely believe LeBron will be playing the 4 this season and some 5. I believe AD will play the 4 and the 5. I believe LeBron will swing between 3, 4, and 5, but predominantly play 4 and 5. And him and AD will interswitch those two positions in the post, and you'll see some beautiful basketball, beautiful passing going out of the high post, mid post, screen and rolls. Like the things they'll be doing with the ball will be the stuff of legends, man. And you can see it now for the price of $99.99. It's a small ball lineup to be sure, but with this athletic potential to defend all 5 positions. I don't know how you call a lineup with a 6'10", 300, almost 300-pound dude at your 4, and a 7'1", 7'2" dude who is a little light in the box. I'm not gonna lie, but he's still 7'1", 7'2", and is a defensive dynamo. I don't know how you call that small, but okay. LeBron's teams have always been massively tall and dominated everybody, being the biggest, the tallest, the fastest, the strongest, the most athletic, and I don't think this LeBron team will be any different. There are going to be growing pains for sure, but the talent is undeniable. With James and Davis willing to take steps back so Westbrook can shine, the Lakers have every possibility of success. Keep in mind, the Lakers were an Anthony Davis injury away from making a finals push, and they'll presumably be healthy now. There's little reason to think Los Angeles won't be back in the conversation as a finals favorite. Very true. Very true. I really do wholeheartedly agree with all of this. The only thing I would say is there's no way they don't get shooters around them. Number one, there's no way they don't get the shooters they need around them. I was just having this conversation. Shouts to legendary hip hop producer Spunk Bigger. Me and him was just having this conversation. He's like, "What shooters they gonna get? What shooters they gonna get?" Man, there's so many shooters available this year. There are literally an insane amount of shooters available this year. Actually, do I still have? Let me see. I might still have the reference that I sent the gentleman. Let's see. If I don't have it here, I can pull it up here. Down. Okay, so check this out. Shooting guards, unrestricted free agents, according to SportTrack.com. Spottrack.com. DeMar DeRozan, unrestricted free agent, bird rights. Victor Oladipo, unrestricted free agent. Tim Hardaway, Evan Fournier, Danny Green, JJ Redick, Tony Snell, Norman Powell, Lou Williams, Denzel Valentine, Malik Monk, Alex Caruso. Well, he'll assuming he resigns, he'll be back. Wayne Ellington, E'Twaun Moore, Kent Bazemore. Those are people with non-bird rights. For those that don't understand the difference, bird rights is a player who's older and active and has achieved a certain milestone of games played, time with a particular team, and so that team has his bird rights or his early bird rights, meaning they could sign him to a massive extension. As long as he's met with certain play criteria, number of games played with a particular team since his previous contract. Kawhi Leonard for small forwards. Otto Porter, Andre Iguodala, Kelly Oubre, Will Barton. Trevor Ariza, unrestricted free agent. Doug McDermott. Reggie Bullock, Stanley. There are shooters available. What do you... There's so many shooters available, and a lot of them are unrestricted. Otto Porter, Kelly Oubre, Will Barton, Trevor Ariza, Doug McDermott, Reggie Bullock, Stanley Johnson. Unrestricted free agent that all can sign for veteran deals. All can sign for veteran deals. I mean, sheesh. More small forwards. Jared Dudley, Ben McLemore, who's people have already said they will target and bring in. Anthony Lamb. He's a restricted free agent. We'll see what happens with that. Justin Jackson there are serious shooters available. There's even, come on, man. There's so many good players available. Stop it. Like, come on, man. There's so many good players available. There's so many veterans that would take a deal to be on this type of team. I don't see them having a problem filling out the roster. I don't see them having a problem getting people to play. And I'm talking about legit players who can literally come in and fill out a bunch of time. And then people are forgetting they still got that Thornton kid that they got way at the end of the draft. And he's a beast, man. He's a beast. He's unstoppable with his fillets around the basket, his finishes, his layup package, left hand, right hand, reverses, scoops, floaters, his finishes. But he's particularly like his reverse finger roll. It just seems unstoppable because he gets so close to the basket and bodies up the player. Like, that was really a move that he perfected to get himself a NBA contract, man. It's beautiful to watch him go to work. But yeah, man, that's just my perspective on that, my cup of tea, his ghetto point of view, ooh, if you will. And yeah, that's all I have to say about that. So, other news in the NBA, guys. The 76ers are asking the world for Ben Simmons, as they damn well should. Instant grades for every 2021 NBA first-round draft pick. The Detroit Pistons are on the clock. Shouts to SB Nation for the amazing article. with the number one overall selection, and there is zero suspense on who they will pick. Kade Cunningham leads your draft. It's defined by star power. Beautiful. Detroit Pistons select Kade Cunningham out of Oklahoma State. Cunningham has been considered the top player. I don't know why. He maintained that status with a tremendous freshman campaign at Oklahoma State that saw him as the consensus first team All-American in Big 12. The Texas native is a 6'8" ball handler who can run the pick and roll, hit pull-up threes, defend both on the perimeter and in the paint. Cunningham lacks elite burst with the ball, but his strong frame, 7-foot wingspan, and well-rounded skill set makes him the type of prospect that has very few apparent weaknesses in his game. Cunningham is simply an ideal fit for the modern NBA. The Pistons have their new face of the franchise. A grade. Jalen Green, guard. G League Ignite. To me, the best player in the draft. Some people can debate this, whatever. You could do what you want at Oklahoma State against other college players. My man just averaged almost 20 against grown men and college vets. People that played 2, 3, 4 years in college. People that played overseas. Was all in the G League. Green is a 6'6" shooting guard with elite athleticism and the scoring chops to one day flirt with averaging 30 points per game. He has the best standstill burst in his class, combined with ridiculous leaping ability and the immense body control near the basket. He shot the ball well during his stint in the inaugural G League Ignite team. On the inaugural G League Ignite team, hitting nearly 37% of his threes. That is insane for a kid coming out of high school. And bouncing into step back and sidestep attempts with ease. He's a relatively safe pick at number 2 because it's almost certain he'll be a big-time scoring threat in the league. Like, huge. Like, he could be the MVP one day. For as talented as Green is as a bucket getter, he sometimes struggles to read the floor and isn't That's not true. He is a polished passer. That's bullshit. He also projects likely to be a below-average defender at the start of his career. Yeah, he don't play D. I'll give you that. Evan Mobley was our choice for second-best player in this league. We have Green ranked 3rd, but it was hard to go wrong either way for Houston. I do agree. I wanted to see Evan Mobley go number 1 because you don't not take a dude that is being compared to Anthony Davis and some people to Kevin Durant, number 1 in the modern NBA. 7-foot big man who can damn near play wing, dribble, pass, shoot, get 2-3 blocks a night, hit threes. Don't see it. Cleveland Cavaliers, Evan Mobley, USC, number 3. This pick is a home run for the Cavs. Mobley is the most versatile big man in this draft class as a 7-footer with long arms, quick feet, and the ability to play any type of pick and roll coverage defensively. He lacks an aggressive scoring mindset. While he lacks an aggressive scoring mindset, Mobley can still make an impact offensively as a tremendous passer and lob target early in his career. He also just starting to scratch the surface of his shooting potential. Mobley is a perfect fit with the Cavs' young core. He can play next to Jared Allen at the 4, while in some lineups also sliding to the 5 and small ball looks. He can cover any defensive matchup from Cleveland's smaller guards. He can cover any defensive mistakes from Cleveland's smaller guards while also acting as a potential floor spacer around defensive-minded wing Isaac Okoro. Getting Mobley with the number 3 pick was an incredible value for the Cavs. Grade A. Wholeheartedly agree. Toronto Raptors number 4 pick Scotty Barnes. My God, Scotty. I've been watching him since high school. This dude is a beast. Very well deserved. I don't know why it's a big shock. This is the quote-unquote first big shock of the draft. The Raptors were widely projected to select Gonzaga guard Jalen Suggs, but instead, Barnes is the pick. Barnes is a 6'9" power forward, 6'9" forward with a 7'3" wingspan who stands out for his motor, defensive versatility, length, and playmaking potential. He raised the level of intensity on the floor every time he entered the game for the Florida State. While he's a shaky outside shooter who can't be counted on to space the floor in the half court, Barnes provides offensive value with his passing ability. The 31.7% assist rate he posted at FSU is extremely impressive for a player his size. There's a lot to like about Barnes' competitive mindset, But this selection does feel like a slight reach. I completely disagree. Suggs was the clear number 4 player on our board, with Barnes ranked number 7. That's your business, not ours. It's hard to question the Raptors given their outstanding history of player development, but this is a truly jar. No, it's not. Don't be surprised if Barnes proves our light skepticism wrong. Which means they know Barnes was nice. B minus. Which if y'all don't shut up. Orlando Magic. I don't understand why Orlando took Jalen Suggs. So what are you saying is going to happen to Cole? Y'all just took Cole. Y'all traded for RJ, who can also play one. Gave up Aaron Gordon to trade for RJ Hampton. And you drafted Cole Anthony. And you already have Markelle Fultz. That's already 3 ball-dominant young guards. And then you bring in Jalen Suggs. What are you doing, Orlando? I hope you plan on packaging some of this stuff, because it doesn't make any sense. But I guess when you're young and rebuilding, you can just have a bunch of guards. Like, who cares? Right? I get it. I guess you already have Mo Bamba. You already have Jonathan Isaac. So did you need another big man? No, you probably just need your big man to get healthy. But geez, I don't know. Maybe Markelle Fultz moves off the ball and becomes more like a 2-3. It's possible. He's big enough. Orlando likely never thought Suggs would still be on the board when they were picking at number 4. The article from SB Nation continues. This feels like another home run pick, that given that Suggs was both the best player on the board and a perfect fit for a Magic team that needs help in the backcourt. Suggs emerges a top 4 pick during his breakout freshman season at Gonzaga. A strong and quick 6'4" guard, Suggs projects as an overqualified complementary piece in the backcourt rather than the lead engine of an offense. That's not necessarily a bad thing. Suggs is competent in the dribble, pass, shoot areas of his skill set, while being a monster in transition and a defensive force, most notably probably because of his football days. He could become an all-star caliber player if his pull-up shooting continues to improve. Suggs is in a perfect position at Gonzaga, where he was surrounded by veteran creators, shooters, and big men on the team with a massive talent advantage in every game. Well, until the last one. It will be fascinating to see how he adjusts to a less idyllic environment in the NBA when everybody's nice and everybody got the same level of talent. What are you gonna do? I'm gonna skip a little ahead. Josh Giddey got picked number 6. He's supposed to be, he's from Australia, so of course the Ben Simmons comparisons are all around. They're saying he's a Ben Simmons with an actual jump shot. We shall see. 18 years old, him and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. That's a really big, long, lean, athletic backcourt. They got an A. Great. And I'll finish off with Jonathan Kuminga, who I feel gets entirely too much disrespect. Jonathan Kuminga, number 7 to the Golden State Warriors, G League Ignite, forward guard. Kuminga is a 6'8" wing with impressive physical tools, but shaky production during his one season in the G League Ignite. Shaky, like 16 points a game. Yeah, shaky. He's one of the youngest players in this class and has plenty of upside, but the Warriors will likely have to be patient before he's a dependable contributor at a NBA level. Cap. Lies. They be lying on Kuminga, boy. Kuminga shot under 40% from the field, under 25% from 3, and under 65% from the foul line in the G League. He is still learning how to read the floor on both ends, but if his shooting touch improves, there's a chance he could become the type of powerful two-way wing every team covets. So not having an offensive skill set, quote unquote, not having a polished game, not having quote unquote go-to moves, he averaged 16 just off his intuition, just off his very neophyte toddler level feel for the game. So just imagine when he really gets it. Some people are comparing him to big men and centers. Some people compare him to Dwayne Wade and DeMar DeRozan. I think that comparison is more honest. Rudy Gay, Dwayne Wade, DeMar DeRozan. And he's bigger and stronger and more athletic than all of them. And he scores just off of instinct. Like he don't, right, I'll give y'all that. Yeah, his game is not as polished as a J. Look who you saw him playing against, Jalen Green. Like, You can't compare the two. And playing against Jalen Green, he was still the number 2 offensive option, averaging almost 17 a game. Let's be honest here, guys. Kuminga's OD nice. We like Kuminga's long-term ceiling, but he feels like a questionable selection for a Warriors team that is trying to maintain its championship window with Steph Curry, Draymond Green, and Klay Thompson. We had Kuminga ranked number 12 on our big board. He can end up being a very good player down the road, but it feels unlikely he'll be the immediate contributor the franchise needs while Curry's still in his prime. I disagree, but you know what? They're entitled to their opinion. Shout to SB Nation. Ricky O'Donnell with the amazing writing. We'll see what happens. Put some respect on Jonathan Kuminga's name, man. These dudes are all amazing, and I'm sure they're all the 6 of the 7 I mentioned. I'm very confident are gonna have great careers. Giddey's gonna have a really good career as well. He just comes in, a pro's pro, ready to rock out. We're going to take a quick break. It's your boy Phantm Phuego. This is his Ghetto point of view. Ooh. Bringing you the news, views, previews, and reviews with just a twist of his Ghetto point of view. We'll be back. Shit. Oscar Job. Oh.
What's good, Jero?
All is well. You can call me Phantm Phuego for the show, man. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, man. I'm honored to be here.
Really appreciate you taking the time out, good sir. Because I know you busy, crafting dope hits, or just trying to relax because we all been grinding so hard this weekend. And or B, you might be in the stew or just chilling with the fam. So I super appreciate you taking the time, King. Happy Sunday to you.
Thank you, brother.
Absolutely. So how you doing, first and foremost, before we get into all the peace? Hello. If you can hear me, good brother, I can't hear you for some reason.
What happened? Hello?
Oh, I'm not sure, but you're perfect now.
Okay, there we go. Okay.
Not sure what might have happened. If you got a text in or something, like sometimes those things might interrupt your feed connections. Like sometimes I'll have to put like do not disturb on my joint while I'm recording.
Oh, if I'm on Wi-Fi? Or if
yes, sir. Yeah, just to be safe, because like sometimes like we'll knock out the audio for a second. So I'll just hit like DND.
Okay.
But I'm good, bro. How the heck is everything going? Good, bro. Thank you so much. In the building with Oscar Jolly. This is his Ghetto point of view. It's your host, Phantm Phuego. We about to dig in for a dope interview. What's going on, brother? Talk to us, man.
Everything's been going pretty good because everything seems like it's aligning, and I'm getting more opportunities to perform, which is good because I haven't really performed enough yet, and I'm just starting to get comfortable. So now God is presenting me with these opportunities to get comfortable, and I'm just trying to get better.
That's fire, man. And that's a shocker, man, because again, when we met, like you just seemed like so confident and like and polished. But I guess, even the greats are gonna feel like they can always get better. So I only understand, but it's shocking to hear that some you dropped 50 that game, but I was feeling nervous the whole time. Like I had like gas bubbles. You're like, what?
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Nah, bro. Like I never fail. Those people who always want to get better, they're talented as hell, but like, they never are satisfied. So they continue to evolve. And like I see a little bit of that in you, man. I've only known you for a little bit of time, and I hope to be blessed and fortunate to continue to watch it. But in this little bit of time, I've been blessed to make your acquaintance, bro. To be better. And like every time I've seen you perform, like subtlety and stuff, from like outfit changes to like how you gonna set up your set. It's definitely been a pleasure to watch.
Thank you, bro. I mean, every time I go, it's like a new learning experience. I learn something new literally every time, whether it's something minor or and it's not always just, me experiencing it. It's from other people too, watching other people perform, and I learn something from that. I just take everything I can, so I could just I want to be able to perfect, even though there's no such thing. But you know what I'm saying. I want to be able to get it to a point where it's my real best. You can hear me?
Mm. No, bro, that's absolutely true. It's cutting in and out a little bit again, but I did hear what you said.
Oh,
You
okay.
you want to be at your absolute best, and you're seeking perfection, even though that doesn't truly exist. But like LeBron says, how he's chasing the ghost. You know what I'm saying? Because there's nobody in the game contemporary he's battling, but he's chasing that next level of act. So now
Yeah.
I can definitely understand that, man. That's fire as hell, and I think that passion to always get better is going to serve you well as you keep going, because you got this potluck type of music style where, like, you're in core. I think that only will continue to serve you well and grow over time. And like I said, man, I'm looking forward to see where this thing goes. But let's talk about young Oscar, man. And so have you always been in New York? Like, are you a transplant? Tell us, man, how was your upbringing? Formally trained music, or just picked it up over time? If you don't mind, please.
Yeah, no problem. Honestly, I was always interested in music ever since a kid, but I never really got into it until like high school, where
I'm sorry, you break. We heard was you started listening to.
so oh yeah, my fault. I was saying I started listening to albums like in high school and started like really scanning through them, seeing what was my favorites, and I remember coming across I don't know if you heard of Mad
No,
Villainy
no.
by MF Doom, and
Mm.
you never heard of that? It's like one of the most classic underground hip hop albums. You know MF Doom, right? At least.
No, of course. R.I.P. to the homie MF Doom, but the Mad Villainy project, I gotta check it out, bro. That one, my favorite MF Doom project is the Christmas one, and I literally bumped that shit for
Oh,
like 2 weeks after he passed, man. R.I.P. to the homie. But yeah, my favorite
yes.
project is the Christmas one. But go ahead, please.
Well, I started once I realized, oh my goodness, like people could make really good albums. Like Mad Villain to me was like a perfect album,
Mm.
and I just got inspiration from people like Kendrick Lamar, of course, Tyler the Creator as well. I'd say Tyler the Creator was my biggest inspiration because he was 17 at the time, making his own beats and making his own music videos and doing everything, himself. And I felt like if he could do that at a young age, then I could learn real quick, how to make beats. So I started learning how to play piano, and I started incorporating that with my beat making. And over the years, it just got a lot better. Especially once I took playing piano a little more serious, and I started improvising on my boy, who actually played piano as well and knew how to read music and knew like the lingo for musical terms and stuff. He kind of put me on, and we got a little better together. My fault. You can still hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. No, I'm just captivated by the story. King, please continue.
Oh yeah, and yeah. I mean, once I really honed in on playing piano, I started it like put my producing to the next level, and I started singing along with it, and it was easy to figure out how to sing once I was good at piano because I just knew I got to hit that note. I know when I'm not hitting the note. So years and years.
Yo, bro, you touched on something extremely key there. How learning an instrument will help you almost train and tune your singing.
Yeah,
And I highly recommend a lot who want to be singers, even if you don't have the best singing voice, learning an instrument, particularly an instrument like piano, which goes up, or at least a wide scaled instrument, will help you learn how to sing more in the correct keys. Do you
exactly.
find that as well, bro? Like, and
Definitely.
that shit is it's like such the cheat code, bro. yeah, it takes a long time to really like understand what you're doing, like as far as playing, but like getting that air training, you can do that within like 12 to 18 months. Sometimes a little faster if you really like have them crazy shedding days. So I
Yeah,
highly recommend that to so many people, man.
that's honestly how it all happened. First, I would look up how to play songs that I liked on YouTube, right? But then I learned enough songs where I just started being able to like, all right, let me hear it, and then I played it. I figured out, oh yeah, I know these chords, and then from now it takes me like a maybe 30 seconds. If when I hear something like I know where the chords at, you know what I'm saying?
Mm,
So that's why like, especially when I hear something new that blows my mind, I try to figure out what are those chords like immediately, and I might incorporate it to my music. Like especially I don't know if you heard Tyler's last album. That's oh yeah, we talked about that.
yes, yes,
Like he
yes.
bumped
Shout to
Tyler's
Tyler,
album. That
man.
shit's so
Shout to
inspiring.
Tyler,
I've been
man.
coming out with new shit all the time now.
Nah, man. And that's what good music should do. It should inspire other artists to make art. Good art, period. You know what I'm saying? I could watch a dope anime. I could read a dope manga. I could watch a fly ass movie, and that should inspire some bars or some verses, make me want to get into the stool, and help out. And I would never call myself a producer, not yet, because I still got so much learning and growth to do in that area. But I like to say I can help a little bit, and it inspires me to help. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So I feel like good art should do that for you. So nah, bro, everything you saying is right and exact. Please, man, you dropping gems right now. So uh this entire journey, was it always a New York journey? Have you ever been based in any other parts of the country or the world?
now for the main part, I would say it was like I've been in New York since like my senior year of high school, and since when I started taking music serious. I also like I had my boys in Florida that I used to work with, but that didn't work out, you know, because everybody has to go to college, everybody has to get a job. But we had collective, and
Nice.
so for a little bit I was staying in Florida,
Beautiful, beautiful. What part?
um, Tallahassee.
Nice, nice. That's what's up, man. Very dope, very dope. Um,
Good experience for sure. Like anything like that, always a learning experience, whether it goes good or bad.
what did you say you took from that?
Ah, damn, there's so many, bro. Because that was a crazy experience. That was
Give
actually
us like two. Give us like two. You don't have to. I don't want to put you on the spot. Like just like two or three, if you don't mind.
I think before you know go into what you want to do, like your dreams and stuff, you at least need to have like the yourself the money locked down and yourself being independent. You know what I'm saying? Like you know how you're gonna get the money for you know what I'm saying. You can't just jump all into it, and you do have to risk, but you know what I'm saying. But you got to risk smart. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
And that's one thing I've learned how to risk smart. Like uh like now I've been working. I made enough money. I spent like probably over 1,000 in the studio, but now I could do that. Thank God. And I got my first album, you know, out at least so people could hear something that I make. But in that whole time, like I'm progressing even farther and farther. And so for the next time, I'm gonna be more prepared. And like I know I'm gonna know what to do next time. But it would have been much harder if I had other people to rely on with that. Now I could rely on myself to release all this
mm.
stuff.
That's excellent, man. That's what's up. That's
Thank
very dope, man. No, 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 man. This is good. How has that transition from uh needing those outlets to being more self-contained? How has that, do you feel that's with your production quality, with your output? What things have benefited?
I guess I know more. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm,
it's kind of like I need to save money here, so I'm gonna learn how to master this shit. And it's good. Like when I was learning, for example, I was learning how to master that. I can't tell you how many hours it took, and that I did not expect. But now I know so much about EQing that it's gonna be much. I'm gonna have a much easier time communicating with my engineer about mixing. You know, so I don't know. I'd say overall it's just anything that educates you puts you in a better place. So I'd say I'm definitely in a better place.
That's excellent, man. What's your main mastering EQ of choice?
I use Logic, so I use the linear phase EQ.
Okay,
Hello.
okay. No, no, yeah, okay, okay. That's dope. That's nice. So like the one that comes stock with Logic.
Yeah, it's a
Awesome.
pretty good EQ. So
It's listen, man. I'm all about using whatever tools you have at your disposal. I actually did like a series for 2 years, called EQ is Life, where like I just would show people tips and like the vids to YouTube as a part of my my last 2 years working on my degree over at
mhm.
LIU. And yeah, man. So like a lot of the episodes, I'm just using like the stock Pro Tools EQ or the stock Cubase
Yo, they work
EQ.
fine, bro. They work fine for me. I don't know.
They absolutely do work fine if you know what the hell you're doing. And that was one of the things I used to try to emphasize to people. I have a shit ton, pardon my French, bro, but I have a gang of plugins. You know what I'm saying? I got Waves plugins, Slate plugins, McDSP, Waves Factory Sound. I got plugins, bro. But if you plugins, if you don't have access to your iLock shit, if you someplace on a remote island where you can't download and rock your licenses, and you just have your stock, whatever, you should still be able to make good quality music, man. You should
Yeah,
always be able. You should be able to take everything you know about a plugin and really apply that to a hardware, take what you know about a hardware mixer. And if you really understand, and so, bro, I'm a big believer in that. Don't get me nerding out, bro. But like what you saying right now, bro, you got me sitting here excited, man. I'm liking this conversation. This is dope.
thank you, bro.
Nah, man, I'm a big believer in that. I got a lot of friends who be like, oh, if you don't know the latest plugins, then you know you that sound, and it's you know, and
I
I
think
don't.
Erica Badu made an album, and I couldn't believe it. I think one of her albums was like made on GarageBand. When I found out that GarageBand is what they use, I was like, nah, it don't matter
Bro,
what you got. It just matters like who's doing it.
the Umbrella track band too, bro. Rihanna's Umbrella track that was made in
That's crazy.
GarageBand, bro.
That's
And
crazy. That's
Nas's Hero track from a couple in GarageBand, completely made in GarageBand, and you could hear. Oh, and Moment for Life by Nicki Minaj, and you could hear those. They used the freaking stock instruments, bro. They just play and
yeah,
made that sonically fit together,
that's
bro,
crazy.
bro, bro. It's insane, man. But like that's one of the things that um I super preach, man. Like being able to do more with and not it might not be perfect. You know what I'm saying? When you get a bigger budget, you might take it back into the studio, but you should be able to knock some fire out. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Especially if you creative. Don't let the tools get in your way of your fire creativity. If you got a fire song, that shit gonna sound fire, man. Like, oh, don't get me on my hours about that shit, bro. But please continue, bro. Like, so that's dope. So like you use Logic a lot. So like, is that your preferred dog?
yeah. I've tried other things. I didn't really like them. Like I tried Ableton. I'm like, well, how the what the fuck is this? How do you use this? Whatever. I'm just too used to Logic because I started off on GarageBand when I was playing
Mm,
around. I wasn't like serious, but I was like, okay, how you make this? Okay, okay, I see how it works. Okay, I could arrange it like this. And then you go on the Logic Pro, and it's like GarageBand Plus. It's
it's
like
GarageBand on steroids.
yeah,
Absolutely.
you know what I'm saying? It's like GarageBand Advanced. So it was a little easier to take advantage of, which is why I like Logic. I'm used to the format. I don't need to do anything else.
Yeah.
But once I get more experience, more bread, and some people, other people teach me about others, I'll definitely help.
No, man, listen, if you got the dog you like, you got the dog you like.
Yeah, I mean, yes, it's good as a professional to know what dogs eventually later in time, but like
if you get nasty at a dog, if you get really good at
one, bro, that can take you all the way to Grammys. You know what I'm saying? You can have a whole career, 30, 40-year career just using one dog. Like, as long as they keep updating that dog and that dog stays a competitive dog in the market and they keep putting all the new shit on it, so many people have built whole careers, bro. I just use Pro Tools. I just use Cubase. It's people that built whole careers just using Fruity Loops.
Yeah, one of my friends is crazy.
Hey, bro, one of my professors, bro, Toronto College, and I had this professor. He and when in our first class, he was like, "Yo, like." He knew so many producers that Paul and Wayne Wonder, Lil Wayne, Wayne Marshall, like a bunch of like big reggae artists. And these dudes would literally just sit on the beach, Fruity Loops in the laptops, whatever the Fruity Loops is. He's sitting there rolling joints, making beats, and winning albums, winning all types of awards. And I'm like, what? I'd be sitting here rapping, buy this. I need to get this new piece of gear. Yo, if I don't have this. And some of the best people that ever all of those fucking misconceptions, killed all idea that you need all those things. Yes, but if you this might not be for you.
Nowadays too, if you get all these, you know what I'm saying, I'm talking about kids who come from money, you know what I'm saying, and they get all these softwares and stuff. Like there's even, you could buy little samples and sounds and just loop those sounds and samples and stuff. Like that's what people are doing now. Like my friend showed me.
The loops is winning. Yeah, the loops is winning.
Yeah, and I was like, really? It's this easy? You could just find a sound like this and just go off on it? I'm over here making organic, like literally one from my keyboard, from my like stock synths, from my stock keyboards, and they still sound fire. So I'm like, I don't know. I'm gonna be good with this.
Yeah, I always tell people, man, just be mindful with the loop stuff, because you kind of can get yourself established and get like a good run in out of the loop libraries, especially the real popular ones. They have like things and like, yo, they're still gonna own a bunch of this, even if some people are like, oh, I'm just gonna take the MIDI. Like the way they post those files is like they literally can go in any part of the files, the MIDI files and all that, and say, yeah, these are my original files. So people be trying to cheat the system, like they done killed all those the system, man. Like they got people that like to use bootleg versions of software at these companies too. Like they kids be hacking everything too. They know the vibes. Like, so I just tell people, be careful just using the loop lock, because you could bang out a huge hit, but they gonna own at least half the record. And if that's what you want, that's cool. 50% of something is still better than 100% of nothing. There's different strokes, but if you really want to own your music and you can make fire music and you don't need their loop libraries and stuff, I say go there.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, man. But yo, this is amazing. So let's move on, man. Who are some of your biggest inspirations as artists, any genre?
Right now, like especially like the last year, I've been trying to go back to like the 70s. So James Brown is on my playlist almost every day. Like,
wow,
he's up there because the way that the music was back then, how like, what I'm talking about, how it be going, like it goes on a loop sometimes and it goes bum, bum, or it goes bum, 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 or like some random unpredictable. Like the first time you hear it, at least some unpredictable like rhythm, and I'm just like, that's crazy. Like that they were doing this back in the '60s and '70s. So I've been listening to the James Brown, Earth, Wind and Fire. You know, I love
Mm,
Ty. Um,
mm,
J. Cole has been a big inspiration in my rapping,
mm,
and I listen to Tame Impala, Childish Gambino,
mm.
of course. Trying to think who else. Oh, Kali Uchis. I don't know if you listen to her.
Nah, but I heard she's fire.
Yes, yo, I've loved her ever since she's come out, bro. Like from 2015, she's a big inspiration for me.
Wow, wow, that's fire. If they do an album with, who would they be and why?
Sheesh, two artists. You already know I do one with Tyler. You already know just because I feel like my 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 development as a artist has been in a similar way, like a similar path that his development has been. Like I've gotten a lot more musical with how I compose and arrange my music, and I feel like he gets that world. And if one day I ever get the chance, it will definitely be him. And
Mm,
I guess another person, I might go. I might go with Kendrick if that would be
mm.
possible.
Fire,
I'll probably just
fire.
produce it though. Well, because you already know, man, Kendrick. He doesn't let me down. Every time he drops an album, he's like a role model for the perfect musician. Like when he drops an album, every song is gonna be good. It's gonna have a good point, uh, good concept, good message. He's gonna out rap anybody else who's rapping. He's doing. I like him because he claims that he's the best, and he also shows that he is the best at whatever he chooses. Like if he were to choose another genre, he'd probably be the best at that. But right now, it's rap. You know what I'm saying? He's the best rapper alive right now, and somebody who aspires to be number one, like Tyler and Kendrick, because Tyler won a Grammy last year for best for Igor. Anybody
Which is
who
an amazing album. I don't.
exactly, even though I don't think it's a
Oh
rap,
my God,
but it is an
it's
amazing album.
not a rap album at all. But that we can have a conversation about these interesting award shows in a second. But yeah, go ahead. Continue.
And all that performance he did at the Grammys was probably the greatest performance I've ever seen at the Grammys, yo.
Come on.
The new Magic Wand when he did it with Boys to Men, I think
Mm-hmm.
that was crazy, bro. Like, and I think people were so shocked. Like you could just see the audience. Like all these people have just been inspiring me, man. I've been looking at some Michael Jackson performances because I'm trying to hone in on my performance, like how I appear, and I'm trying to dance a little more into it. And just I want to really, what I'm saying, fall into it. Like I want to get lost in the music. That's why I love
Mm,
performing, getting lost into it. But it's so hard to get lost. First, you got to break away that anxiety. Once you break away that shell of anxiety and it goes away, you can finally get lost in the music. You know what I'm saying? But I just want to learn how to do it like that, like automatically. Like
mm. That's fire, man. That's absolute fire. And if there was one producer you could make a cohesive 8 song EP with, who would it be and why? Any producer, like the your situation you got, or whatever your publishing situation is, they just gave you the blank check and said, make it happen.
weirdly enough, uh, Drake's producer 40, that thing is crazy, bro. I'd probably try it out. I think I'd have a great time. I'd have a great time if I really just I want to rap for 8 songs. I just want to go off and just be like yo, trust me, I could do it. I could definitely spit something. And I had his beats over it. It'll be done. It'll be a done deal.
Mm, mm. Okay, okay. That's definitely an interesting one. Usually people don't give 40 any of his credit for his productions, but he low key does put out some nice tracks.
I
So
I
that's
think
why.
about the reason every time I look at who produced this song, it's always 40. Every time I look at like, oh, what's my favorite song on this album? Who produced this song? It's 40. I already know there's something there for
No,
sure.
shout to the boy Noah Shabib, man. He definitely gets to work. Um,
Crazy.
Absolutely. That whole team over there is fire though, man. They have an amazing workhorse work style. Even though, they get a little bit of they get shots thrown at them for sometimes, working people a little too hard over there. They,
Yeah,
their results are definitely you can't argue with the results, man. You cannot
yeah.
argue with the results. Even the projects that come out from artists on OVO, like the Tyler Wood album. That to me that was fire. Um, uh, Party Next Door is OVO too, OVOXO, right?
Yeah. When's
Party
the last
Next
time you dropped anything new? I haven't heard it.
in a while, but like every time I've heard projects from anybody that had like a sub agreement with OVO or OVOXO, you know what I'm saying? They deliver, man. Like those projects are always well thought out and well put together. But yeah, nobody's put out anything over there really in a while except Drake. So
No, they're all really talented.
absolutely. So that's fire, man. Excuse what is in the works for you, good bro? Like, are you working on a full album? Like, tell the people what they can expect in it. We of course you don't want to give away too much because you know how people can get they anticipation can go crazy. But what things do you have enough down the road that you feel comfortable sharing with us?
Oh, I got a show on August 28th. Let me see if I can find the date real quick. I mean, not the date, the but follow me on IG, Jolly Mannequin, so you can get info on the location. I just know the date is August 28th at 8 o'clock. You also gonna be at the block party that day too. There's another block party I'm gonna be at, so I guess I'm gonna be doing two sets that day, earlier in the afternoon.
Beautiful.
But other than that, right now I'm strictly just making music, testing it out to the public. I'm gonna be like, every time I try to see the reaction and what I can do better, and then I'll go home and fix that and come back. And usually that works. You know what I'm saying? Like once I perform it, I kind of see, oh, okay, this this would hit better if I, you know, gave this beat a little bit of a break here, put some pockets in there, and I come back in
Mm,
harder, you know, or if I cut out the music here, like little stuff like that. I've been noticing how to end songs, so it's not just like so the audience knows when it's done. They're not out here guessing when it's done, so that at least they can know when to clap and when to applaud. Um, because it always gives a better energy and a better vibe to the crowd that way, especially if people are feeling it. I've had really good experiences so far. So I'm just learning what really hits with most people, and from once I figure it out, I think I'm gonna have the perfect mindset to create the next album.
mm. Wow, man, that's very much like I'm sure other people do this as well, but that's very much
Yeah,
like a almost like a DJ's mindset. Like they talk about like a lot of the biggest DJs and how they ended up become the biggest producers, how they started out as DJs. And because they would be in the club all the time and they would get to gauge what would keep people on the floor, what would get people disinterested, what would get people ramped up again, and having to learn how, like you said, how when to cut music here, how when to put in music for ramp ups, put in music at different tempos, when to slow things down, when to speed things up,
yeah,
because you can't have it be all one type of tempo, one type of energy for a whole night of
yeah,
dancing or even just your whole set. Like you might be only doing the 12 to 2 at a club or what have you. Same thing with an artist. An artist might have a 15-minute set. And in that 15-minute set, you know what I'm saying? You got to kind of live and die with your audience. So that 30-minute set, you got to kind of live and die with them. Or a 2 hour set. And then same thing for an album. Like if you're putting out a 45-minute, a 30-minute piece of work, it's like, yo, how does this evolve over these tracks? I feel you never really hear too many artists talking about that. So that's dope, man. But like you'll always hear like a lot of the big producers be like, "Oh yeah, when I started out as a DJ, getting to see how people vibe on that dance floor to particular songs, you
Yeah.
know, it gave me a better understanding of how to do my music." And the fact that you're applying that to how you do your musicality as a performer and allowing the immediate feedback you get from the crowd to dictate how you're gonna put your album together, bro. That's so dope, and that shows a lot of humility that you would even be comfortable being vulnerable enough with them like that to be like, okay, oh yeah, like that, all right, cool. So I could retinker that and then put the project together based on that. That's really dope, man. That's a very introspective way to look at it.
Appreciate that, bro. I mean, I'm definitely. I feel like I'm a producer first because I hear the song in my head like before before the lyrics come. I might hear like the flow of the lyrics and the cadences and stuff, but I definitely hear the music first. And um, I just got asked to compose for a documentary that my friend is doing. So like I'm also composing for short films and stuff. And I'm actually this one I'm actually getting paid for, which is crazy. So you know, my music itself and my rapping, my singing is all important, but I feel like the most important thing I look for is, and I feel it'll I feel like it'll definitely help me in all aspects in the long run. Like what will make my music whole and complete? What will make it better? I'm always looking for things to make it better. What makes it sound more organic? I think that's the real thing I'm trying to figure out right now.
Mm, that's
I just performed at this open mic with
That's fire.
some live instrumentalists, and that taught me a lot. Because when the whole band is playing, when you got a dude on drums and you got a dude on bass and you got two dudes on two different keyboards and stuff, it sounds so organic because it's real humans playing. And I'm that made that right there inspired me to try to get my music to sound more organic. And I think I'm figuring it out. The more every day I go to these things.
mm, that's dope, man. Very, very dope. So, please, Oscar Jolly, let us know where we could, once again, because you did mention it earlier, where everybody could find you on all platforms. And yeah, man, just to let you get out of here. You've been very gracious with your time. I do appreciate it.
No problem, bro. I appreciate this opportunity. It's a great opportunity. Um, you can follow me on IG. It's Jolly Mannequin, spelled just like it is, Jolly Mannequin. TikTok is Jolly Mandingo, and
Hey,
if you want to find me on any music streaming platforms, it's Oscar Mikael Jolly, Mikael Jolly.
very nice, very nice. Um, so we're kind of back in a, I guess, open phase, if you will. But we did go through a very interesting time not 12 months ago where a lot of artists had to completely transition into a more hybridish digital space because, you have fans who, for whatever particular reasons, might not be able to come out to the shows as much as they would have liked. How were you able to continue to reach out to your fans and continue to keep yourself, I guess, what they would call front of mind, as things were working themselves out over these last, I guess you say, 18 months at this point.
I mean, honestly, when everything started shutting down, is just that's when I started committing more and being more serious to
Mm,
releasing a project. So it's actually the opposite for me. I wasn't before the lockdown. I wasn't really um so focused on trying to get my music out there. I was still making music from time to time, but it wasn't like what I'm doing now at all. Like I wasn't going to any open mics or anything like that, or because I didn't really know how to even get in touch or get involved with one. But I also felt like I didn't have the confidence. So this whole COVID lockdown was really a point in time to prove to myself, can I really do this and be confident with it? And I definitely did. And that's I'm just living that second uh second act of that right now.
mm. And that's very man. So
Where
where can let me see, let me frame this right. Um in 5 years, Oscar Jolly's music, entertainment, art career has transitioned to what?
A career that I can live off of,
Mm,
and a career where my name will be respected in the music industry.
wow. That's hey man, that you said a mouthful with a little right there. Good sir. This has been absolutely a treat. Thank you so very much, man, for your patience with the technology and the slight tech issues we've been having. Like
Man,
you've been definitely a consummate professional this whole time. You dropped a lot of gems. We went into a lot of different directions, and you definitely held firm and uh pause. Oh man, you you stayed consistent throughout, sir. This was really a pleasure, man. I truly appreciate knowing you, King. I'm humbled to have met you. I'm really excited to see how you continue to grow and blossom.
likewise, man.
And the hip hop was just a treat and icing on the cake for me. You know what I'm saying? From when I heard you just crushing the keys at Unruly to everything now I'm getting to see, man, it's definitely a joy to watch. And I want to, really have a front row seat with this popcorn. Continue to blossom good, bro. Like no caps at all. Um, so thank you, King, for just allowing me, myself, and to his ghetto point of view, your world for this brief time. And I hope we can do this again very soon.
Yes, sir, man. Let me know anytime. I really appreciate this, bro. Thank you.
Nah, this was dope, King. Thank you so much. It's your boy Phantm Phuego. This is his ghetto point of view. We here with Oscar Jolly. Yeah, man. Much love to my bro Oscar Jolly. Dude is definitely a musician on the rise. Check him out everywhere. Check him out everywhere. Oscar Michael Jolly. Jolly Mannequin on all social media platforms. Jolly, Jolly, Mannequin, Mannequin, on all social media platforms. Shout out to all the amazing guests that have been through. Shouts to everybody, man. This is the greatest show in the fucking galaxy. It is. His ghetto point of view is the greatest show in the universe. I'm sorry. It just is. And it's because I have you guys, this amazing audience that keep it spicy, keep it interesting, keep it up, keep it live, man. I owe so much to y'all. Thank y'all so much. Shout out to Oscar Jolly. Shout out to all of the amazing artists that keep popping out and coming through. All the producers, the business people, the engineers, the artists, the innovators, the brilliant minds. It's much appreciated, man. And we just taking things one day at a time and moving forward. Let's go. See you guys in the next one. Same bad time, same bad stations. Wednesdays and Sundays is when we get to it. You know how we do it. It ain't nothing to it. Love, gang. Peace.